At 4:57 this morning, in a city that could be yours, a kettle switched itself on. Nobody asked it to. Nobody has in years. It knows when she wakes. This is the most important morning in human history, and nothing about it will feel that way.
That's the season, by the way, not the future arriving. The future, already furniture.
Season 3, The New Light. Episode 1, The First Morning. Come up over the city at 5 a.m. Almost every window dark. And underneath the dark, the busiest hour of the day is already running. The power grid is guessing what the city will want for breakfast and pre-buying it. Warehouse shelves are rearranging themselves by tonight's predicted orders. Somewhere cold and windowless, the overnight models are finishing their homework.
Count what woke before you did today. The thermostat, the trains, the prices of about a billion things. Your own phone, quietly rehearsing your day before you opened your eyes. Careful, though, cities have always been awake before their people. Bakers, milkmen, night trains, lamplighters. The 4 a.m. shift is ancient.
True, and that's exactly what changed. It's not that something is awake before us. It's that for the first time, most of what's awake isn't anybody. The night shift didn't disappear. It stopped having a face. Now to come down. One kitchen. The kettle from 4:57. It's boiling now. She's up, barefoot on a cold floor, phone in hand, exactly like 100 million other kitchens in this time zone.
Watch what has already happened to her before coffee. A machine listened to her sleep and graded it. Her office is a login, not a place. Her photographs will never fade. Her news feed may or may not be showing her the real world. And her prescription is quietly renegotiating what her body wants.
5 crossings before 6:30. We spent an entire season walking through those doors one at a time. She walks through all of them between the alarm and the toast.
And feels none of it.
That's what a threshold looks like from the far side. A Tuesday. It has always worked like this. Ride the mornings backwards. 1879. A light bulb turns evening into a decision. Within a generation, nobody looked up at it. 1920. A voice comes out of a box of breakfast. Within a decade, it was wallpaper. 1969. 2 machines send each other a message for the first time, and almost nobody on Earth hears about it. 2007. The phone moves in next to the bed. 10 years later, we couldn't describe a morning without it.
Every generation's normal was the previous generation's science fiction. The gap between miracle and furniture is about 10 years. It may be shrinking.
You have already lived through the thing your grandchildren will ask you about. You know exactly how it felt. It felt like nothing.
Sit with that one. We'll wait. Now the hour nobody sees. 8 a.m. Every message finding its route. Every payment clearing. Every commute being replanned around an accident that happened 90 seconds ago. Come inside the part of the morning that has no windows.
By 9 a.m., most of the decisions shaping your day have already been made. Routes, prices, queues, recommendations, approvals. Not by anyone, by volume. There are simply too many decisions per morning for people to be in them.
And the honest question isn't whether that's good. It's quieter than that. It's who notices on the morning something's wrong.
Pilots found out first. Give a person a system that's right 99 days out of 100, and by day 100 they've stopped watching. We didn't become operators of these systems. We became their audience.
Which is a strange seat to discover you're sitting in at breakfast.
10 a.m. Go find the humans. The espresso machine is state of the art, and someone still stands in front of it because what's actually for sale is the 90 seconds of another person's attention. Look at the work that survived every wave so far. The nurse's hand on a shoulder. The teacher crouched next to a desk. The barista who remembers your name. The economy of being there. It grows every time presence gets scarce.
Door 3 killed distance, remember. Anyone can be anywhere. And the first thing we did with that freedom was pay extra to be near each other. Look at any cafe at 10 a.m., full of people who could work from anywhere, choosing the noise.
Presence is becoming the luxury good of the new light. The one thing that can't be delivered.
If these ideas stay with you after the video ends, keep opening the next door. All right, noon, turn it. Because the future is here and it's boring is an observation, not an ending.
Here's the turn. We keep waiting for the morning everything changes. The plaque morning, the anniversary morning. It isn't coming. It was never coming. The future doesn't arrive. It accumulates. And if it accumulates, nobody ever gets to point at the day. There will be no before and after photograph. Only people who slowly stop being amazed, and a few who refused.
Which makes amazement a discipline now, not a reaction, a practice. The reaction died of repetition sometime last decade.
At noon, the light is so ordinary you stop seeing it. That's what new light does. It stops being new. The actual work of being alive right now is looking up anyway.
Here's where we split, and it's the season's first argument. You think noticing is the work. I think noticing without choosing is just spectating with better vocabulary. The woman with the kettle, I don't want her amazed. I want her able to say no. To the kettle, to the feed, to the grating of her sleep. Amazement is what you feel on a tour. Choice is what you have at home.
And I'd answer, you can't refuse what you never noticed. Noticing is where every no she'll ever say has to start. But we're not settling this over one morning. 6 more mornings this season. We're leaving it open. Tomorrow at 4:57, the kettle switches itself on again. There's a gap, a few quiet minutes between the machine's morning and hers. That gap is where this whole season lives.
Next time, the listeners, a full day inside the machines that hear us, what they keep, what they miss, and who taught them to pretend they aren't there.
We didn't find a final answer this morning. That's the honest part. But we found the door. It was propped open in a kitchen before dawn.
If this series made you think differently, subscribe to the brand door. Knowledge grows when it is shared. Share this episode with someone who asks difficult questions. And the question we leave you with, be honest in the comments.
This morning, something almost certainly woke up before you did and made a decision on your behalf. If you had noticed, what would you have done? This was the brand door.